Not a single soul. Groin, dead. Turn. And end combat. And now I will take these mentats. Thank you very much. I will take this money also. Thank you. And the stim pack. More stim snacks for Caedo. Thank you. Yeah. Nobody cares. Not at all. Okay. I wanted to double check and see if... what's his name? Is it Eric? Whatever this ghoul's name is over here. The one with the air conditioning issue. I don't remember... He has mentats on him as well. So, just cuz, since we're here, I might as well get some mentats from him too. And I have 3 laser pistols at this point, so I'm just gonna give him one and then get most of the chems that he has. 65, there we go. Thank you. Enjoy that pistol with no ammo. Bye. Okay, side trip done. We need to go back to the car, back to New Reno, and pop some mentats, and then we will be on our way to working successfully with the Mordino family. Because I played through the whole sequence. I recorded it already. I played through the whole sequence, and then by the end, I couldn't become made man. Because I wasn't addressing him properly. I was afraid of that. So, lesson learned. Again, probably. So we go back to New Reno, Virgin Street. We're going to Desperado. So our charisma is currently at 3, which means that we're still suffering from a penalty, so we'll have to rest a little bit first. Okay, so we rested about a day and got our charisma back to where it's supposed to be. So our charisma should be 5. It is indeed at 5, and we'll need 1 dose of mentats to up that to 6. And we'll take them immediately and then head into the Desperado Casino where the Mordino family resides. Already got an in with Lil Jesus. Don't need to talk to him again. Unless... Do I have a melee weapon on me? A knife? Unless I would like him to teach me how to use melee weapons. If you're holding a knife, he shows you. Lil Jesus glances at the knife in your hand, shakes his head. Shh. Don't you know how to hold a knife, Holmes? Here, like this. Adjusts your grip. You need some instruction. Really? Can you teach me? He says, I don't know, Holmes. I mean, I ain't got a lot of free time and knife fighting's an art, you know? I'll give you 100 chips. He says, 200 is the deal. All right. Here's the money. He says, all right, yeah, I'll do it. You look like you might have the cojones for it. Look, now, the first thing you gotta do is... All right. Hands-on approach. Where you work out, eh? You know, okay. I guess that was it. Lil Jesus shows you some vicious knife-fighting tricks. You have become more skilled with knives. And that will be with melee weapons. My melee weapon's going up a little bit. Wonderful. I need to find more big books of science, man. I think there is more in the Sierra Army Depot itself. So, I don't think I have to worry too much yet. Hello there, sailor. That was dialogue from somewhere else, I think. So, let's speak to the man himself, the man in charge. Marcus, come on. That's not a way to introduce yourself, man. He walked right up too. All right, Senor Mordino. The man turns to face you. He looks sick with fever. Sweat trickles down his face and stains his clothes. He's staring at you. It looks like he's waiting for you to speak. Are you Jesus Mordino? The man speaks in a rasping voice. I am Jesus Mordino. You will address me as Senor Mordino. A bead of sweat trickles down his forehead. What is your business with me? I spoke to your son, Senor Mordino. I'm looking for work. This is the dialogue you need to look for if you have if you have enough charisma to become a made man. Mordino studies you very well. I have worked for you. Takes a deep wheezing breath, wipes sweat from his forehead. This package to stables north of Reno. Give it to a man, Ramirez. then return. I will go there now, Senor Mordino. He says, head north up Virgin Street, past the casinos, follow the trail that leads outside of town. You will come to the stables. Now go. Follow his directions. We're at the stables, wow. This is where Madman Myron is located. Speak to the guard. Where you learn to fight, Punchy? You're vicious. You got the moves, Holmes. Nice. Thanks. I used to fight in the ring, but I hurt my arm, so I don't fight no more, you know? He sounds like he's making up a story. Sounds like he wants to be as cool as me, but he's not. So this one is Ramirez right here. We have the lab back here. All these people here are shoveling Brahmin dung, probably? I don't know. Or rotating it. I don't know how all this works. Brahmin dung is involved with making jet. So basically, you're inhaling Brahmin farts. Just, I hate to burst anybody's bubble, but when you use jet, that's what it's made from. Okay, Ramirez. He looks up as you approach, sneers. You looking for trouble, Holmes? You Ramirez? Big Jesus gave me this package to give to you. He takes the box. About time, we running almost out of jet. Sniffs, coughs slightly. Can't imagine where it all goes, eh? Judging by your jet cough and the way you're rubbing your nose, I'm at a loss to say where all the jet delivered here goes. He replies, Big J, see, he takes care of us, eh? Last week, I caught 3 slaves who was dumb enough to run, so I gets a reward, see? Heh, and you ain't got crap. You just bend and fetch. Me, I'm a guard. Gee, I wonder if Big Jesus realizes how those 3 slaves might have escaped under the noses of such perceptive, jet-reliant guards such as yourself. He blinks. Hey, what do you say? Nothing. Nothing you'd understand or I'd care to repeat right now. You take care, okay? Yeah. The package I had delivered to Ramirez was a poisoned dose of jet, I believe. So let's go to Virgin Street and report the good news that the package was delivered to Ramirez. So next time we go to the stables, Ramirez shouldn't be there. He might have had a little overdose problem or something to that effect. But now, do we have... Our charisma is still 6, so we're good. We're good there. Always have to check. Make sure that you're addressing Senor Mordino as such to become a family member. He says, have you done as I asked? Yes, I gave your package to that guard Ramirez. You know that guy's a jethead? He was reeking of jet fumes. Big Jesus replies, not everyone at the stables knows their test subjects. Come again? He says, Ramirez let 4 slaves escape last month. Shakes his head slightly. That is not good. Within the hour, the jet you gave Ramirez will stop his heart. It is punishment. Oh, about my payment then. He nods. Very well, here is your payment. 100 chips for a simple delivery. It is more than enough. Thank you, Senor Mordino. He says, I have more work for you. I need someone. He takes a deep wheezing breath, then wipes sweat from his forehead. To collect my percentage from the Corsican brothers. They are late in their payments. I will go there now, Senor Mordino. He says, head north up Virgin Street. They are across from the gym. If they give you trouble, if they make excuses, hurt them. Okay. Oh, wait. Gotta say the right thing. Very well, Senor Mordino. Okay, this one's easy. It took me so long to realize how the brother's name is spelled. It's spelled Corsican. Because of course I can. I don't know if it's an actual joke on something like adult entertainment related, but I think their name is kind of funny. So here we are at the Golden Globes. And we'll speak to one of the Corsican brothers. He says, the Corsican bros at your service. The man glances up, irritated, then does a double take. Holy Punchy! How come you ain't been by earlier? Great fight, by the way. Great fight. What can I do for you? I'm here for Big Jesus Mordino's money. He says, sure. Here you go. 250 chips. And, say hello to Big Jesus for me, okay? Yeah, maybe. Later for you, pal. That's such a weird thing to say. Later for you, pal. Weird thing to say. But that's by far Based on reputation, probably. Reputation preceding me and the big boss. Maybe our reputations fused, perhaps. Easiest pickup ever. Just had to go down the street, pick up the money, come back. So now you speak to Big Jesus Mordino. Yes, here is the money. He nods as you give him the money. Here, half is yours. They already paid me this month, but I like to keep them on their toes. Thank you, Signor Mordino. Signor Mordino looks at you for a long time, then nods slightly. I have one last job for you. There, takes a deep wheezing breath, wipes sweat from his forehead, is a man who must die. Who is this man you wish dead, Signor Mordino? He says, this man, Luis Salvatore. He has killed many of my men, many proud men of the Mordino family. He butchered them in the street like dogs. His hand clenches into a fist. It is my will that this man die. So this is probably the right thing to say, because you say Signor Mordino. I will see the Mordino family avenged, Signor Mordino. I will return when I have completed the task. He nods. That is good. The man is old, a cripple. He hides in his bar, Salvatore's, near the Bishop Casino. He is a coward and never leaves his room upstairs. When he is dead, return. Cripple? Nods. The butcher's legs are weak. Jesus wipes his forehead, then draws another quick breath. He also has difficulty breathing. He takes air through an oxygen tank. Oxygen tank, huh? Alright. Alright. So this is the final mission before you become made man with the Mordino family. But, as you can tell, it has become quite a bit more complicated, because if you want to become made man with all four families, they all have to be alive at a certain given point. And Big Jesus just told you to kill Luis Salvatore. So you have to become made man with Salvatore and then become made man with the Mordinos. Like, that's, part of the process. I am going to test it really quick. Probably just do like a little fast forward thing just to test and make sure that this works out okay. So we'll do that, and then we'll start on the Wright family. How about that? We've got a question from Psycho Teddy, vibe checking my gameplay, and thank you for that. Question, Caedo, have you asked Cassidy to be careful about friendly fire? This is talking about the AI behavior that you can alter with companions. And yes, when I hire someone onto the team, even though it's not always visible on the footage that you see in the episode, that's like the first thing that I check is what their burst fire behavior is. And I set those to whatever the most careful as possible is. But being this is a classic Fallout game and it's still using the classic Fallout AI, I'm gonna get bursted no matter what if I give my companions burst weaponry. That's just a part of the game. I've long ago accepted that. And it becomes, it adds some entertainment value if Marcus or Cassidy decide to just shoot me in half for their turn. Thanks for the question. We have a question from Darlin Valenti asking, which was the most annoying list you have to do for a game? I really like the Caedo's countdowns, especially for New Vegas, but they seem a little hard to make. This is kind of a hard question to answer because it's not the process that's actually difficult. It's what's happening internally in my brain. And that's due to list videos being extremely generic, formulaic, and super effective. So I guess this is more of a general answer. The thing that annoys me about Caedo's countdowns is how well they do. I'm not going to stop making Caedo's countdowns when I get that urge to make, something in that list format. It's just, fairly taxing on me knowing that it's probably going to do better than a lot of the stuff I've uploaded over the last few months. I feel like you probably weren't looking for a super meta answer, Darlin Valenti, but thank you for the question, and I hope that answered it in some way. Cody Lore has a question. If you, Caedo Genesis, could add one feature or item into the next Elder Scrolls game, which would it be and why? This is a great question. It didn't take me very long to decide. I would like a clear distinction between randomly enchanted items and uniques, because during the time of Skyrim and Fallout 4, they started to become pretty blurred, and I just want a distinction between those things. I could use a recent game, Cyberpunk 2077, for example. I can rant about that game all day, but it's very clear which items are unique and which items are not, because they're known as iconics and they have a cool, like, orange kind of border or background on the item itself. I just want that. I just want a distinction of what's unique and what's not. So if they're going to continue with the random enchanting legendary system, I want legendaries and uniques to be separate things. Great question. Thanks. All right, I was able to confirm it. We know exactly what we need to do now. And move on to the Wright family. This ought to be great. This ought to be fun. They are the ones who control the alcohol of the city. Therefore, they have some stills hidden underneath the train station here. So, first of all, I'm going to speak to this gentleman here with the mohawk. I believe he's the one that we speak to. There we go. He says, yeah. Who are you? He says, I'm Chris Wright of the family Wright. Glad you asked. I'm looking for a job. Is the family Wright hiring? He says, well, I mean, the Wright family, my family, might have an opening. I ain't promising nothing, but if you go to the mansion south of here, find my brother Keith and tell him I sent. Name's Chris Wright. Thanks. Okay. We got an in. We got an in. So now I walk up to... Oh, there's Orville Wright, head of the Wright family, in his own private room there. This is a mansion, apparently. It's a pretty big house. So let me speak to, that's Keith right there. So let's speak to Keith. He says, I don't know you. My dad don't know you. And if you don't start explaining, it ain't gonna matter. Who are you? He says, I'm Keith Wright of Family Wright. Now you gonna tell me what you're doing here? Chris told me to stop by. I'm looking for work. Can you help me? He says, Chris sent you, huh? That's right. He said you might have some work for me. Keith says, hold on. Knocks on the door behind him. Pa? He sticks his head in. There's some mumbling. Then he comes back and nods at the door. You can go in, but watch out. Dad's in a pissy mood. Thanks. Now we'll speak to Mr. Orville. You don't have to be super respectful of this one. Wrinkles cover this old man's face. It looks like any expression other than a scowl is foreign to him. Only a few brown hairs are left in his thick gray hair. Start talking, tribal. Who are you and what do you want? My name's Caedo. I'm interested in a job. He says, no crap, sneers. Well, pleased to meet you, Caedo. Glad you stopped by. Dang neighborly of you. Sneer crumbles into a frown. Looking for work for Family Wright, huh? Yes, He says, so happens my family is Family Wright. Blood thicker than water and all. Scowls. What makes you think I'd want tribal trash like you and my family? I got all the hitmen I need. Give me a test, then. Let me prove myself. He studies you for a moment. All right. Maybe you not being in the family could be a good thing. Scowl fades. You got children? Not to my knowledge. He says, one of my sons, my boy, Richard, passed away recently. Chem overdose. Jet. How can I help? He says, I want to know what dealer gave that crap to my son and forced him to take it. Every time I send my boys to find out, they turn up nothing. Maybe somebody who ain't got right blood could get some answers. Forced him to take it? His face turns red. My boys are clean, and they know to stay away from that crap, or I'll kill them. Then, suddenly, Richie ODs. Someone pumped a ton of jet in him, so much that fumes was running out of his nose. I'll take the job. He nods. All right, then. Now look, you find that son of a Bob who killed my boy, don't you touch him. You just come back and tell me the dead man's name. Eyes blaze. I'll take care of it from there. Any leads? Orville's eyes blaze. No. Everyone's too scared to talk. To a Wright, anyway. If I were you, I would question some of the Reno chem pushers. See what they know. That jet came from somewhere. Any pushers you suspect? Frowns. The way I see it, it was probably a Mordino pusher. That gosh dang family controls nearly all the jet in Reno. I'd scope out the Desperado, see what dealers hang around there. Find the person who gave him the jet. Don't hurt him. Just come back here and tell you. Got it. Okay. Well, we've got we've got an investigation on our hands, and there's a lot of different ways, I believe, to do this quest, and a lot of different ways to piss off Orville Wright. Don't suggest that his son was willingly taking jet, otherwise they will just go hostile and you'll ruin your chances of getting to the Sierra Army Depot. So, first I'm going to talk to Keith, see what he knows about Richard's death. He says, what do you want to know? Can you tell me about your brother Richard? Keith says, good kid. Dang, if you ever find out who done it to him. Any ideas who might have done it? He says, a lot of other families sell jet. Could have been any one of them. Mordino's got the most jet dealers, though, because they make most jet. Me, I'm betting it was one of them. Can you tell me a little about Richard? He says, quiet kid, clean kid, kept out of trouble, and for a Wright, that's something. We buried him in the Golgotha Plains a while ago, but even so, Mom still don't want his room disturbed. It's hard for her to let go, you know? Which room was his? Do you think your mother would mind if I looked in there? He says, his room? It's the empty one next to Mom's room, the second one down from the kitchen. As for looking around, well, look, don't stay long and don't mess the place up, or Mom will pop a clip when she finds out. All right, Keith, I won't be long. Special thanks to my Wasteland legends, Sven and David Hoover, and thanks to the rest of my patrons on screen now. You can catch future episodes of this playthrough on Wednesdays and Fridays, noon and 10 a.m. Pacific. Thanks for watching. I'm Caedo Genesis, and may you wander the wasteland like you own it.